Hello, and welcome to my podcast. Whether you're walking to work, having a cup of coffee, or just seeking positive vibes, join me as I share timeless wisdom and practical tools to make your life better.
Hello my friends, how you doing? I first want to begin by saying thank you for always being here, and I hope that what I put out here helps you get a little bit better, and I hope that we continue working on this journey of self-development. So today I want us to talk about anxiety, because I know most of us experience anxiety. And why do we experience it? I think anxiety is a normal part, in my opinion, of being alive or being human. And the way that I have learned to describe anxiety is that it's a feeling. And it doesn't serve us, but it's part of being human. And it's normal and natural. And when it happens, you're not to feel bad, because in a funny way, anxiety is what has made us evolve as humans. It has helped us survive. Anxiety has helped us from our forefathers survive or evolve, because it used to always alert us when we feel as if danger is happening, and we would always protect ourselves. So what I really know now is that anxiety is harmless. It is our reaction and our resistance to it that causes problems. And I think that this emotion has evolved to wake us up, to get us going, to fight or to flight, to let us know that we can still rock on. And in a way, it's uncomfortable, but what we can remember is that now, when we feel anxiety, doesn't mean that we are in danger. In real sense, the best way to deal when you are uncomfortable is to get comfortable, to relax, to chill, and to breathe. The exact of what most of us are doing when we feel anxiety. We do increase our attention because we really think that we are in danger. And remember, I've just said anxiety is a feeling. It's a feeling that has always helped us survive. It's a feeling that has helped us to get going. And when we increase our anxiety, we go into that fight or flight mode, which in real sense what we are doing is resisting, and we are reacting to our anxiety. That is the real problem. So if you experience anxiety and have that experience of anxiety, and you just remember that it's an uncomfortable emotion, and you ask yourself, how can I treat discomfort? And you remember that I need to treat it by calming myself down and getting myself comfortable, breathe, and not fight or flight it, then you'll be okay. Don't escape it. Don't fight it. You just have to remember that it's just an uncomfortable feeling. And how I need to treat it is to calm myself down. So, how then can we counter anxiety as soon as you start to feel it? How then can we try and accept it and not resist it? Because you see, that is the problem here. How we react to it and how we resist is the main problem. And number one is to recognize and name it. Say things like, I'm feeling lack of a job anxiety. I'm feeling rejection anxiety. Name your exact anxiety. And that process of naming your exact anxiety and being able to separate yourself enough to label it and recognize it is the first step. Once you recognize that you're feeling anxious, there are 4 options that you have at that point. The first option is to resist it or fight it. And this is what I would say most of us do. We just resist the feeling, we push it away, we fight against it, we get mad at ourselves for having it. And also we can also get mad at others. And the second choice that you have is to react to it. The first one is to resist it, like we push it away, we fight against it. But the second one is to react to it. Now, many of us do this. So we start feeling anxious, we start rushing around, we start trying to get things done, we start blaming others. It's like we are running with it while we are trying to act it out. This is, we react to it. And the third option is avoiding it. It's almost like pretending it's not there. And I've seen a lot of people do this because they just want to feel they are okay. And they think that they get into trouble if they accept anxiety in their life. They think they are in danger. Then the fourth option, and this is the option that I really want all of us to try, is we can choose to actively accept it or to be intentional and accept it. And I use the word actively or intentional because it's really important that you don't see acceptance as giving up. Because here's the secret. When you accept something and own something, that's when you have all the power to change it. So in any situation that you're going through, when you accept it, it doesn't mean that you're giving up. You just have the power to change it. And I know this can seem uncomfortable or it can seem difficult, but it's a great step that I myself have tried and it really works. Accepting your emotions really does work. And there seems to be this idea that we should be comfortable all the time in our lives. And I don't think that's true. Because as I always say that life is a contrast. It's about a balance. Because half of the emotions that I'm going to feel in my life are going to be uncomfortable and negative. And the other half are going to be positive. And that's okay. That is what it means to be a human being. First and foremost, how to actively accept something is to start by reminding yourself that nothing has gone wrong. It's just anxiety. It's just a feeling. You're going to accept it, but that doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means you're taking your power back. Then you're going to remember that thoughts are what cause you to feel anxious, your thoughts. Because when you're feeling anxious and you remind yourself the reason I'm feeling anxious is because of what I'm thinking, then you can be curious about what you're thinking. As I always say, how you think affects how you feel, and how you feel will always affect your actions. And when you look at the thoughts you have in your head, or the thoughts that I would ask everyone to write down about what is making you feel anxious, these thoughts, if anyone thought about them, or if anyone just looked at them, they would feel anxious. Trust me. If, for example, I sit down and I'm feeling my lack of job, or my let's say my lack of job anxiety, and I'm seated there and I write down my thoughts, or I ask myself, what am I thinking that is causing this feeling of anxiety? I'm sure I would be like, if I don't have a job, I'm not good enough. If I don't have a job, I don't feel like I add value. Because I don't have a job, I feel like I'm stuck in my life. Because I don't have a job, I don't think I'm succeeding in life. All these are negative thoughts, and if I look at them, definitely, or if you looked at them, you'd feel anxious. And funny enough, these thoughts are not reality. These thoughts are not facts. These thoughts are choices that I am choosing. And I don't ask you to try to immediately change those thoughts and go to happy land. It doesn't happen like that. Because you have to understand the cause of something. And when you understand, then you're closer to revealing any emotion that you're having than if you're trying to change and fight it and ignore it. So I would ask you to start by, anytime you feel anxious, write down all your thoughts and get them out of your head and onto a piece of paper, and then remind yourself, the reason I'm feeling anxious is because I'm thinking all these thoughts, and that's okay. Don't try and change it. Don't get mad at yourself for thoughts that are not useful. Just look at the thoughts and be like, I get it. And let it just be. Let yourself just understand. So if you're in a hurry to get out of anxiety, it's because you aren't allowing it. You're afraid of feeling it. And this is not useful. The better way is for you to allow your anxiety and feel it, because it will then become easier to move through it. So I would love to leave a practical technique that you can use anytime that you feel anxious, and it's called the breathing technique. And what I've learned from the research that I've done is that Number one, what you need to do is put your hand on your belly, and as you breathe in, you push your belly out so you can feel your belly full of air. Then you exhale. Do this 10 times. So this helps when you're feeling anxious because you're in the space of allowing. You are connected. You're increasing your consciousness with yourself. And it's going to be uncomfortable. But trust me, my friends, you can do this. This is the process of being in control of your life because you have accepted it and owned it. Anxiety doesn't mean that something has gone terribly wrong or you're in danger. What anxiety means is that you're a human being and that you're alive. And I want you to know that anxiety is an emotion that most of us will experience on a regular basis. It's not a problem until we make it a problem by resisting it, by reacting to it, or avoiding it. So I hope that this helps you feel a little bit better. And till next week's episode, sending you my love and light. God bless. Cheers.